When someone asks me, who is Ms.Tonya? I kindly tell them, I am from Youngstown, Ohio. Woohoo, Y-Town. Oh yes, I am. I've been out in California for a long time, but my upbringing, my morals, how I was raised, all of that came from Youngstown, Ohio. I am proud of that. You know, I've raised my children with the same values that I grew up with. I am a wife to a wonderful man. I am a mother, a grandmother. I am a daycare provider. I am a pillar in my community. You know, I started daycare at 23. I had my second child and I wanted to be able to stay home. I was a young mother, but I was a mother from day one. Don't get it twisted. So I started my own business and here I am 30 years later. I love children. Children are our future. The day that there's no more children, society ends as we know it. Children will always be around. So the fact that I'm able to nurture, to groom, to love, to teach them, it's just a blessing and it's an honor. I understand the challenge and the weight that's on my shoulders of being a daycare provider. This world could not survive without daycare providers. You couldn't, because you got to have somebody to keep your children while you go to work. Everyone doesn't want their child in a center base. In the beginning. You don't want your infant in there with 20 other infants or 15 other infants. You want your infant in a home with maybe one or two. That's what you want. And that's where family daycare comes in. A lot of parents want their children in a smaller setting. That's where family daycare comes in. Typically, the ages range from newborn to 5. Now we have the school agers, before and after school care. You have siblings. Your program can be what you want it to be. I love the infants, the toddler ages. I really, really do. When you get to school age, they get to talking too much and talking back. I ain't got time for that. I'm just saying, it's the truth. Parents know what I'm talking about. I do have some school agers that are wonderful and they fit with my program. One thing about family daycare, if you're considering it, that every provider needs to know is that every child does not fit your program. Every parent does not fit your program. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. They just don't fit your program, and that is okay. I have a philosophy that the minute a child gets bored, that's when the problems start. Also, if you have a parent that just lets their child do anything and you're not that type of provider, that's not a family for you to keep. If you have a parent where everything that their child does, oh, he got this from daycare, he got that from daycare, what y'all doing there? Why don't you drop by and see? And I will say this honestly, 9 times out of 10, once a child is enrolled in daycare and the parents are comfortable, you don't even hear from them no more. They drop them off, pick them up, go on about their business. You know, so we're the mother, you know, we're the auntie. That's who we are. Most of a child's time when they're younger is spent in daycare. We are their caregivers. But don't get it twisted. We're not nannies. We're not nannies. Nannies are totally different than family daycare providers. So many parents get it twisted. No, we're not. We are family daycare providers. That's what we are. And for a provider who has a parent who wants them to do all these extra things like a nanny would do, and I get it if I was a nanny, but I'm not. Do you not see these other children around here? Do you not see these other children around here and I have to tend to them as well? Girl, bye. I ain't got time for that. No, you need a nanny. Daycare is a group environment. Whether it's a small group or a large group, it's still a group environment. And our large group is no more than 14 children at one time. So the small group is no more than 8 at one time, and some of them have to be school agers. So with family daycare, 9 times out of 10, typically, there's just a provider and the daycare children. If you're lucky enough to find an assistant and have an assistant, that's a blessing. But that doesn't always happen. Daycare is one of the most rewarding professions, if that's what you really want to do. It definitely is one of the most rewarding professions, because you are watching something that grew in triple darkness inside of their mother's womb to become little people walking around, little people crawling around, little people asking questions, being potty trained, just developing to who they are going to be. And let me say this to parents. You must really, really, really look at the environment that your children are in. What do you want in a daycare? Know what you want before you go looking. You're coming to us like we have the answer to your questions and you don't have no questions. Have some questions when you go looking for daycare. You're the parent, not me. Because I'm going to have a list of questions for you to see if you fit my program. It's not just you looking at me. It's me looking at you too. So Ms.Tonya is so serious about what I do. I'm very professional about what I do. And I expect the same from my parents. I expect you to respect me like I respect you.